Good afternoon. This is episode 2 of the Dittmer Knittery podcast. My name is Bev. You can find me on the internet on Etsy, Facebook, Instagram as Dittmer Knittery. I want to thank everybody who watched my first video and liked and subscribed. I'm so excited about the response. Thank you so very much. I think my first subscriber was the Crochety Clogger. Thank you, Marianne. And then Granny D. And then many more of you looked at my video and liked and subscribed. And thank you. I really appreciate it. Please share. Thank you. There's a couple of things I talked about last time that I wanted to follow up on. So I thanked lots of the people who inspired me, and there's a couple more that I wanted to mention that have been very inspirational as well, and that's Mars of Hey Brownberry and Knit State of Mind. Those are very good podcasts as well. Now, when I mention podcasts, I will put a link in the description box. I think I can do that. I think I did that last time. I forgot to say that I put links there, but I think I did. And another thing I said was that I was in an arts festival called Mecca Fest in 2013, but I was actually in Mecca Fest in 2014, 2018, and 2019. I just wanted to correct that. And Mecca Fest is now known as the Arts Festival of Carrollton, and I do hope it will take place next year. It was supposed to have taken place this past weekend, and of course it was canceled. The other thing I wanted to talk about last time that I think I didn't mention is that I have a room, a craft room. Now, it's a mess right now. It's not set up at all, but when I get it set up, of course I will let you see it. I felt kind of guilty about not getting it set up, but then I decided to let it go. It'll happen when it needs to happen. I'll do it when I need to do it, and I need to let it go and not give myself a hard time about not doing that. Meanwhile, I'm making and I'm doing other productive things, so that will come when it needs to. So next I'm going to talk about my works in progress. The first thing I want to show you is some knitted bags. These bags were knitted on my machine. My machine is a Silver Reed LK150. It's a flat bed, plastic bed machine. I love it. I want a more sophisticated one, but meanwhile, this is so much fun. And so on the machine, I make the bag in one long length. And so then I fold it in half and sew side seams. I do these decreases and increases on the machine so I can just fold it in half and seam it up. By hand, I usually add this garter stitch at the top. I make the strap on the machine, and then I will hot water felt this and shrink it and perhaps embellish it. Perhaps we'll just add a button and leave it as is. Now, I showed you before some of the finished bags that start like this. So I wanted to show you something of this size is going to shrink to about something of this size. So in the felting process, you're going to experience shrinking, and this of course is an estimate. Every single one differs, but you can estimate that you're going to lose about half in the length of the bag when you felt it, and about a third of the width. So from this large piece, I'm probably going to end up with a bag somewhere around that size. Might be hard to tell the way I'm showing you, but that's the way we're doing it. Here's another bag that's made on the machine. I love these colors. And this is Knit Picks palette yarn, 2 strands held together on the machine. Lovely, lovely. That's going to felt so nicely and make a beautiful background for a sunset scene or a sunrise scene. Beautiful. I love to do things from nature. And then I showed you this one briefly a minute ago. This is what it looks like after it's hot water felted and before it's embellished at all. See, this one does not have a button. It doesn't have a closure, but it's a bag. You could use it as a bag, but I'm going to add a button and probably some embellishment to it by needle felting or embroidery, most likely needle felting. So those are my knitted felted works in progress. And then I also have some crochet works in progress, or I did. I've been crocheting market bags and I was going to show them to you, but I finished them all. So I started another one and I'm not very far on it and it's pretty big, so I'll try to show it to you a little bit. I'm just getting started on it and it's pretty large. So that's the bottom of the bag at the bottom, and then it's going to have this, these are twisted treble crochets. And that's going to be a pretty big one. I have a lot of this cotton yarn, so that's going to be a nice big bag. And use up that yarn that's been in my stash for, I have no idea how long. And then I have some finished objects to show you. I'm going to show you first, because I just talked about the crochet bag in progress, I'm going to show you my finished crochet market bags. Had a lot of fun with these, as you will be able to tell. This is a crochet market bag. It has this flower stitch for detail. And this is, I think this is Lil Dollops and maybe a Caron Mini. I should have got my yarn information, but I don't have it handy. Here's another crocheted bag. I'll go through these kind of quickly. I know I'm probably getting long. Well, not quite 10 minutes yet. Here's another crocheted bag. And I will look up this yarn because this is some yarn. This one, so all of them I've shown you so far, and this next one were made pretty much with the same kind of cotton yarn, and it was those, I want to say they were Caron Minis from Hobby Lobby. Oh, no, so Yarn Bee Minis, that's what they were, Yarn Bee. This is Yarn Bee yarn. That's right. All of this is Yarn Bee yarn. All of the ones that I've shown you so far have been Yarn Bee yarn, the finished ones. The one in progress is, like I said, yarn from my stash, and I think it's a sugar and cream. Pardon me. One last market bag, which is kind of special to me. I have had this yarn in my stash for I have no idea how long, many years. I've started projects with it, I've pulled it out, I've tried it again, and I just love it. But I was never successful at making anything with it until I made this bag. And the reason I love this yarn so much is the name of this yarn is Love Beads. And the colorway is Peace. So how could you not love that? Just love it. Isn't that beautiful? I'm so pleased with this one. And then for a few more finished objects, I will show you some more felted bags. Just a couple so you can see other examples, because they do vary widely in size and function. They're all very, very durable. Most of them are unlined. I will be making some lined ones in the future, but for right now, they're unlined and they usually don't have pockets. They're just a bag, which works just fine. So this is, again, palette yarn, which I have been very successful with on the machine. I really like the weight of palette yarn on my knitting machine. This one has a nice clear button. It's pretty plain on that side, nice stripes. And then it has this needle felting embellishment on the back. And then I wanted to show you a couple of bags that are finished, but that they didn't need embellishment. Because of the yarn I used, I was able to just make the bag, felt it, put a button on it, and it's done. See this beautiful yarn, which was, I don't know what kind of yarn it is. This is to make the felt. Again, it has to be at least 75% wool, and I'm sure these are all 100% wool. But I have so much wool yarn that I've bought that's been gifted to me, that I've bought at bargain places, that I've paid full price for. I have so much wool yarn that I don't always remember what it is and where I got it. I know it's wool. I know I can felt with it, but I don't always remember exactly what it is. And then here's the other side of this bag. It has a nice striped strap. And again, the adjustable strap, as I showed you on my first video, and a plain button. And then the last finished object bag I'm going to show you is this one. Now this probably contains some fibers that are not 100% wool. You see it's fuzz over here. This was a tube of yarn I won in a contest years ago, sitting on my shelf for years, and I decided one day to work it up on the machine and see what it would look like. And then I felted it, and I think it looks great. I'm very happy with it. It's a little open. Oh, that's right. It's a little open. The felting didn't quite close all the stitches, which is another indication that it's not 100% wool. So I lined it and put a pocket in it. I said I was going to do more of that. I knew I was going to do this, but I'd forgotten I'd actually done it. So, good deal. And then the last couple of finished objects I want to show you are what I'm wearing. This is the only wearable garment I have ever knit. It's got the cable down the front. It's a t-shirt. It's got some cable on the shoulders there, and it's made from acrylic yarn, and I just love it. I don't know, you know, I've made it years and years and years ago, and I just got an urge to make it, and I did. Like, I made it in just a couple of weeks, and really quickly. Like, I probably worked on it exclusively and got it done. Anyway, I wanted to show you that I make things besides bags. I really do. And I want to make more things besides bags while I keep making bags, because I will always be a bag maker. I will always be a bag maker. Taking a little bit of a cue from Pamela of Pamela's Crochet and Knit Corner, I'm going to introduce you to my staff members. Now, like Pamela, I do name things. So I didn't get that part of it from her. I do name my things, my car, my house, my model. Lots of my things have names. And this staff member, she's rather new. I'm very happy with her. Her name is Anne Marie. I kept calling her that girl, so I decided she should have a name like that girl, and her name is Anne Marie. And she is wearing a shawl that I knit several years ago, and this is I don't remember if it's a paid for pattern or a free pattern, but it's a pattern I got on Ravelry, and it's called Nurmalintu. Pretty sure that's how it's pronounced, Nurmalintu, and I will link it in my notes. It was easy to knit, or I wouldn't have done it, and it's supposed to be all one color, but I ran out of the bluish yarn, and I had this other speckle that looked really nice with it, so I finished it out with that speckle, and I'm really happy with it. I do wear it sometimes, but I don't wear shawls a lot. So that's another reason I want to learn to knit and crochet other things. I would really like to crochet some tops. I love Setta's summer tops, Setta's summer top. I like a lot of the tops that that Darla, the Crafty Yarn Owl, has made. I love the things that Marianne of the Crochety Clogger makes. I am so pleased to be in this fiber community, and I feel so welcome after many of you have mentioned me and come to my YouTube channel and looked at my video. I'm trying so hard not to say but I think I probably said quite a lot. And let's see if there's anything in my notes that I have forgotten to say. I do have a couple of other staff members. I mentioned them. I have a cat and a dog. I was going to introduce you to my dog, but he's very old and he's sleeping. And he, when I picked him up a little bit ago, he really didn't want to be picked up. So I'm going to leave him, and someday he'll be in a better mood. And he's not in a bad mood. He's just sleeping. He's very sweet and never in a bad mood. But someday I will introduce you to him. His name is Isaac, and I have a cat named Georgia. And one day you'll get to meet her too. Probably she'll jump up here at some point, if not today, some other day, and you'll get to see her. I think that's everything for right now. I do want to mention that I have an Etsy shop, Dittmer Knittery. I am going to be posting the finished objects, the crocheted bags, and the knitted felted bags that I showed on this podcast, the finished objects that I showed on this podcast, like this one that's lined and has a pocket, will be on the website, in the Etsy shop today at 5 o'clock. This one will be available, and there are already over 30 bags available on my website, and so I'm adding these new ones for you to start off our holiday shopping. It's inevitable, and I'm hoping that this holiday will be made special in many ways that we haven't made holidays special in the past, because we have to find new ways to make things special, or maybe old ways to make things special, sending cards, talking on the phone. It used to be that we couldn't always be together in person on the holidays. It wasn't so easy to travel. It wasn't so easy to fly, and often you were without family members on holidays. I've experienced that quite a lot in my life, but I usually was able to speak with them on the phone. I got cards and gifts in the mail, and those things are very special, and it is something we can do for each other right now. I feel like I'm getting long and I'm kind of rambling, so I am going to close out. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Please like, subscribe, share, and check out my Etsy shop. I will see you again soon. Thank you.